Hello, everyone. Who's here already? Oh, hi, Miss Carter, and hello, Captain Zuniga. How you doing?
Good afternoon.
Good to see y'all. Thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Here shortly, sharp at 4:15. We'll be getting going here. Wait for a couple more people to sign off. Hey, Officer Somerville, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, sir. Good to see you.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Miss Sendejo.
How you doing there, Chief?
Great, great. Hello, Miss Servillon. How you doing? Mr. Gallardo, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing? How's everybody this afternoon?
Great, great. Okie doke. It is 4:15 on the dot, and I want to make sure that everybody has the time here. Use the time wisely, and we'll go ahead and start with the School Safety and Security Committee. It's a regular virtual meeting of the School Safety and Security Committee of the South San Antonio ISD. Will be held today, beginning at 4:15. Subject to be discussed or considered, or upon which any action may be taken, are listed below. Items not to have been taken in the same order shown on this meeting notice. The first agenda item is called to order. We go ahead and stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. We're going to do the call to action. South San Antonio ISD. All students will enjoy successful educational experiences to empower them to make decisions and enrich their lives and the future they create. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is called a roll call of the committee. Sergeant Gallego, can you go ahead and do roll call for us for today?
Yes, sir, Chief. Welcome, everybody. Let's see here. I'm pleased to announce our South San Board President, Gilbert Rodriguez. Are you in the audience?
I am, sir, just in time. Look at that. Perfect timing. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Great, sir. I have our school board member, Stacy Alderetti.
Me and Gilbert, I guess, joined at the same time, right on time. So hello, everybody.
Excellent. Welcome. Superintendent Mark Puig.
Yeah, I saw him there. He was present.
Okay. Deputy Superintendent of Innovation, Dolores Sendejo. Are you present? I saw her earlier.
Yeah, I saw her earlier.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant Ruben Elizondo.
Here.
Okay. Health Services Coordinator, Diane Olivo. Have the Susan Arciniega, is she present? Coordinator of Counseling, Mr. Charlie Gallardo.
Here.
Okay, sir. Director of Purchasing and Facilities, Mr. Chad Doucette. Are you present? Director of Technology, Mr. Scott Lilman.
Here.
Okay. South End Vice Principal, Florinda Cardenas.
I'm here.
Okay. West Campus High School Vice Principal, Ms. Rosario Kraus. Are you present? The Health Science Coordinator, Jason Strawn.
I'm present.
Okay. And Armstrong Principal, Mr. Philip de la Pena.
Here.
SAPD Safe Officer, Richard Somerville.
Here.
SAPD Safe Officer, Chris Arroyo.
He's not here, but I'll be representing SAPD.
Okay. SAPD Captain Adolfo Zuniga.
Present, sir.
Okay. San Antonio Fire Department, James Mendoza.
He won't be able to attend.
Okay. Have San Antonio Fire Department, Ashley Carter.
Here.
Thank you. Have Beatrice Yanez, teacher at Carrillo. Beatrice Yanez. Have the DAEP principal, Mr. Gary Long. Are you present? And last is Michelle Huizar. Are you present? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to the next agenda item is district reports. Moving on to A, district drill expectation and reports presented by Sergeant Gallego.
Give everybody a minute to look at our school drills for the district. The report that I presented to you contains all of the schools in the school district. I purged an internal audit of all of the schools for compliance to the drills. As you see noted, there are other than fire drills. There's lockdowns listed as well, and we are well in compliance. I'm pleased to report that. As you will note, you will see that we did find a non-compliance. We've taken corrective measures and we're now compliant with that school. Moving forward on that. So, anybody have any questions about that?
Yeah, no, thank you. That actually stood out to me was the price, and I was going to ask about that. So I'm glad that we're correcting that. So thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Rodriguez. Also, just note, we have placed on file in the purposes of an audit that we have put in a report for justification as to why those 2 months were omitted. But again, we've already taken corrective measures, and we will follow up on a monthly basis to make sure that we're in compliance. And that's it.
Thank you, Sergeant Gallego, for the report.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to item B on district reports. We're going to go to district police department reports, and that's going to be conducted by myself. So basically, here's a copy of the report that I've generated from the last time we had our meeting and added additional statistics as far as activity at our campuses. Just to let you know, more or less, if we can scroll up to the data, the first data sheet. Basically, there's nothing major to report other than, you know, some controlled substance situations at the high school, but it's not extremely high, and we're looking at corrective measures as far as investigations are concerning that. But at this point, criminal activity is very low at the campuses due to the enrollment numbers and stuff like that. The district is the officers are very proactive out there, assisting the students during COVID and helping staff as well. I'm also pleased to announce that we did have a situation last Monday, December 7th at Dwight Middle School, where we went ahead and assisted SAPD on the request as far as going into a lockout based on the situation that occurred out there in the neighborhood. Where I was very pleased how the officers responded to the scene to conduct a lockout, which is a standard response protocol in the event that we have an emergency on our campus. All our students were safe. We were continuing to communicate with South Patrol. Their efforts in communicating with our department was very exciting to work with. An incident command post was set up to communicate with us, the South San ISD Police Department. Our sergeant and their sergeant on site were in constant communication through this whole event, and collaborating together. It just makes us stronger to make the effort safe for our kids, and to support San Antonio San Antonio Police Department. They were concerned about the school safety during the school release, kids going out into the neighborhood. So kudos to SAPD for helping us out, and we're willing to assist on this issue. I know I have Captain Zuniga, if he wants to elaborate anything on that. I'm open to have the table open if he wants to share something with the committee today regarding that.
Good afternoon. This is Captain Adolf Zuniga with SAPD. I'm currently the South Patrol Service Area Commander, and I've been in place at that assignment since March of this year. And I'll tell you, it's been an honor and a privilege to work with Chief Tovar and administrators from the South San School District. And I'll just tell you the incident that Chief Tovar was referencing earlier. It was a critical incident involving an individual that wanted to harm himself. But luckily, we had a quick response from our patrol officers that contained the individual in the neighborhood. At no point were any of the schools in danger or any of the students or staff in danger. But we wanted to take all precautionary measures to ensure that the workplace and school safety for all students and parents and members of the community were our first priority. We were fortunately able to resolve the situation within a couple hours, and it was resolved safely, so nobody was injured, to include citizens, suspects, or other persons involved. But it was a great team effort between SAPD and the South San Police Department.
Thank you, Captain Zuniga. Moving forward to the criminal investigation report, if we scroll up, Scott, on this, it's just the cases that we handled. The detective, Sergeant Gallego, is also in task with that. Basically, you can see a total case investigated at this far for the school year has been 111 cases for one officer. So that's a lot of cases during that time frame, putting things together and filing them based on the type of case needs to be submitted to the DA's office or the City of San Antonio Magistrate's office. So I want to give a shout out to Sergeant Gallegos, who's also at this point in charge of the safety as well component. So moving on the police report, if you scroll up, vehicle activity report, we can go up again, Scott. It's just this report here just tells you the mileage and some of the stuff that we do on the car to keep record on our cars and stuff like that. Next page, if we can move forward. I just wanted to, this is very important to me because the police department strongly believes in serving the community. And I thought I'd showcase some, be a proud chief here of these guys that come out and do this community service. As you can see, across the couple of months, we had the Dr. Seuss read across America here at the district, and you can see two of our female officers reading to the kids virtually Dr. Seuss, and it's very encouraging to see that we can fill that role and component of educating and mentoring and doing the other aspect of that of law enforcement as well. So I was pleased to share that with y'all, the committee. We can show the next activity that we have. Red Ribbon Week was also done. And some officers, you can see our students there signing a pledge to say no to drugs. Great to be educating these kids and hopefully one day be a public servant as well as one of us, whether it's police or any other field, the career field they want to look into. So we're happy to interact with the students. And the next one is we here a couple of weeks ago, we helped San Antonio Police Department with their Blue Santa, and also including South San ISD, partnering together to share some gifts with some needy parents, citizens here in our district, our students, and giving back to the community. Officers donated and volunteered their time in this effort, and I just want to thank them for their volunteered time, and also the other district employees in the district, Ms. Endejo, Dr. Puig, some city representatives came out, a lot of staff came out, Charlie from counseling came out, and other departments, if I didn't mention you. I'm just telling you, thank you very much for your support in this effort, and we look forward to next year to give back to the community as well. With that being said, is there any questions regarding the police report at this time? I can answer anything to the committee as far as police report for this reporting session. Great, thank you. Moving on to the next agenda item. Again, I'm going to open this to Captain Zuniga to share with us. I'm very happy, like I said, of him coming to this substation up here. I know good things are going to happen. He's very proactive in the community. He's all about service. When I first spoke to him in a meeting, he just shined and radiated that he was open and willing to help in any cause to make sure that our community was safe. I'm really pleased and happy to work with him going forward. There's some things that we're going to be working together with, and hopefully he'll share some of that information at this time. I'm going to turn it over to Captain Zuniga.
Thank you, Chief Tovar. Again, I'm Adolf Zuniga. I'm a captain with the San Antonio Police Department. I've been with the department for a little over 25 years, so I've worked a vast amount of assignments throughout my career, and currently serving as the South Service Area Commander since March of this year. Prior to that, I was the commander of the Southwest Texas Fusion Center, and I'm gonna talk about the Fusion Center in depth in a little bit, but I just wanted to mention that I was the commander of that area of the department because I feel that as we talk about school safety and how do we prevent any type of school violence in the community, it's very important that I touch on the capabilities of the Southwest Texas Fusion Center. If you don't know or clearly understand what the Fusion Center does on a daily basis, it's a tool available not only to law enforcement, but our community partners, both public and the private sector. If you can imagine a place where it's a receptacle of collecting information and intelligence, helping connect the dots between multiple agencies, whether it's federal, state, or local partners. And the primary goal of the Fusion Center is to ensure that all stakeholders have accurate information that can be utilized as actionable intelligence and trying to resolve any type of issues that are occurring, whether it's in a school, a business, or just local crime in the neighborhood. So It's a lot of cooperation and collaboration between all stakeholders to prevent, deter, investigate, respond to terrorism and crime. So as you know, when Governor Abbott signed the study or actually conducted the study in preventing school violence, that was one of the big key points that was articulated in the report was school districts working with student centers in their area. Again, it's how do we identify individuals that have a propensity to commit violence in schools? How do we work with the police chiefs? How do we work with the superintendents, the principals, all administrators in these school districts to come together, share information, share intelligence to prevent any type of school violence? And it's not just about prevention, but it's also about education. If you see any red flags of any students that you believe have the capabilities to commit any type of violence in our schools, we need to quickly report those types of behaviors, not only to the South San Police Department, but also to the Central Police Department, whether it's at the South Service area or it's through the Southwest Texas Fusion Center. Because again, it's about bringing resources together and working together to make sure that we address these issues and concerns that we have regarding any students or staff. Again, the propensity to cause any violence to our staff, our students, and to the community. One of the things that Chief Tovar and I discussed in a lunch meeting that we had approximately about a month ago is how do we work together to enhance workplace and school safety? And one of the key issues that we kind of circled back on quite a bit was combining forces. How do we multiply our resources to put together a better end product? And when I say a better end product, I'm talking about enhancing the safety of the students, the staff, and the community as a whole. I understand that the South San Police Department has limited resources regarding actual officers that are patrolling the campuses, but that doesn't mean that Chief Tovar doesn't have additional resources at his disposal. He has the Bexar County Sheriff's Department, he has the San Antonio Police Department, other small police departments that are in the area, the San Antonio Fire Department, as I mentioned, the Southwest Texas Fusion Center. And when I'm speaking about the Southwest Texas Fusion Center, I'm also talking about federal resources, state resources, to include DPS, and then of course the other local resources that are at our disposal. They're just a phone call away. So in the event that we would have a critical incident involving an active shooter at a school, you would get multiple agencies responding to help in containing that situation and resolving it as safely and quickly as possible. Again, I talk about education and prevention. What can we do to enhance this safety as we speak? Well, again, it's about combining resources, working with Chief Tovar and his officers to conduct training, to come by the schools, introduce ourselves. How do we enhance those relationships? And we do it not during a time of chaos, but during normal operations, while school is in session, having SAPD officers, especially those that are assigned to the South Service area, come by, shake hands, meet and greet with administrators, staff, and students. I understand that we're in the middle of a crisis with COVID-19, but again, crime has no boundaries. Crime can still occur in the schools, even though we have COVID. So what are we doing to be proactive to ensure that we're doing everything possible to make sure that the students are safe? As I mentioned earlier, I had conducted a presentation to Region 20 superintendents about a year and a half ago and explained the ins and outs, the functions, capabilities, abilities of the Fusion Center. And one of the things that I mentioned to the superintendents was I have school-aged children that attend high school. And one of the things that kind of hit home with them is I explained to them that when I drop off my kids at your school, I'm putting them in your hands. So I expect, just like every other parent out there, that my kids come home safely at the end of the day. And so that's a huge administrators, police and fire response as well. So it's a team effort because just like I have school-aged children, many of you have those school-aged children as well. And many of these parents that drop off these kids to us, they're putting their lives in our hands. So what are we doing as the leaders of this community to make these a safe place so that children can grow, they can learn, they can be productive adults in our community, contribute, get back to the community. And so again, I believe that if we combine our resources, our expertise, our talents, that we can make not only South San a better school district, but the entire San Antonio community. So whatever it is that you need from SAPD, just understand that you have the commitment not only from me, but Chief McManus, that we will assist in any form or fashion to ensure that we're doing the best job possible to just make it a better day. Each day that passes, whatever we can do to enhance public safety, we're all in, because this is what we do on a daily basis. But we understand that we can't do it alone. So we rely on all stakeholders, our partners in the community, to include you and your staff. If you just let us know what you need, we're going to be there to assist. But I wholeheartedly believe that it's all about training, committing to the goals, setting high expectations so that we not only meet those expectations, but we far exceed them. But again, I believe that we have to do it together. So you have my commitment from SAPD, the South Service Area, and the Chief, that we will do our very to give you and provide you with any resources that you need.
Thank you, Captain Zuniga, for that information. Like I said, what does that mean for South San as police chief? It's exciting to communicate with this captain. And like I said, as far as us, he's talking right, relationships is important. And so SAPD also is going to get some beneficial information on our end too, because a lot of times there's no juvenile databases out there for a lot of the officers out that work the streets. And so they rely on a lot of our information to assist them as well. So it goes hand in hand, us working together as a team and moving forward. Like he was talking about the Fusion Center, we already talked about having a liaison, one of our safety sergeant, Sergeant Gallegos, and one of his sergeants from South Patrol are going to meet on a weekly basis to share information and stuff, intel, and also work with, like he said, the South Fusion Center as well to commit one of our officers over there to get data, information, and spread information, not just to our district, but citywide, to help all the community, law enforcement, and children across the city. So that's the bigger scope. But here locally, me and Captain Zuniga are going to work close hand in hand moving forward as we go with our safety and changing culture in the future. We're going to go ahead and once we get that culture start moving, change moving, we're going to have actually some, I'm looking forward to having some actual drills, working with other agencies like SAPD to interact with the community at our campuses to make sure that we do these drills and make sure that they understand why the importance of it, and not play around when we do these things, because it is important, safety. And it's always been one of my forte is that I have, like he says, I have a son that's 11 years old, so it's deep to my heart that I trust what school he goes to, that the safety is assured to him. I feel the same way here. Also being alumni from this district, also have a passion for this district to make sure that it's always safe. So that being said, I thank you, Captain Zuniga, for your time, and I'm looking forward to continue to working with you closely. At this point, is there any committee members that may want to ask Captain Zuniga or I any questions regarding our working together with school safety.
I have a question, Chief.
Sure.
Hello, Captain Zuniga. You said that good. How about yourself?
I'm fine.
You said that the partnership with our that's great. I love to hear the partnership. With our daughter being law enforcement, we know how important it is to have you guys back up our district police. Do you guys have a canine program?
So we do have a canine unit
Mm-hmm.
that services, the entire city of San Antonio. We have multiple dogs that specialize in different aspects, whether it's a patrol dog or narcotics canine, things of that nature, as far as even bomb dogs.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys have a program where your dogs are in training? Are there times where you guys need places to bring the dogs in to be able to, I guess, sniff out drugs, weapons, and stuff like that?
No, absolutely. We're always being proactive, trying to find new, innovative, and creative ways in training our canine as well as our officers. So I think what you're alluding to is if we ever need a place to maybe train using maybe some of your facilities, then we would definitely take you up on that offer. I know Chief, I don't know, he mentioned it, gonna mention it here in a little bit, but alert training is, it's a response to any type of active shooter. And so it's always great to kind of train in some of the facilities that we might be responding to. So when about building those partnerships with not only you and some of your administrators, is utilizing some of your facilities, because if we know the layout, the footprint of a school, time is of the essence. So if we have a rapid response to an active shooter, the chances of us saving additional lives enhances only because we know exactly where we're going. So if we're losing precious seconds, that matters. And so one of the things that I talked about building these relationships, it's about going out and doing some campus visits. The safe officers there at South, they do a fantastic job each and every day. And Officer Somerville can attest to that. Team effort, it's not only safe, but it's the patrol shifts as well. Because on any given day, we don't know, we can't predict exactly the day of we're gonna have an incident. And so you're gonna get different officers responding, different officers teaming up with your school district police, or perhaps it could even be Bexar County Sheriff's deputies. But we're all in the business of law enforcement, public safety. So we're gonna go in and take care of the situation. But if we have advanced knowledge of the footprint of the school, it just enhances our response capabilities.
Yeah, your safe officers are great. On this side of the district, that I represent, it's I have Jason Pryor. He's made a great relationship with the community. He's very attentive, and when you got to get a hold of him, you can. But the reason I asked about the dogs is I know for some time, we've asked about sweeps and having law enforcement come in and bring the dogs, not only for the district's sake, but maybe it can help law enforcement's side as well, as you guys are training dogs, or so be it, have it be that, you need a place to train the dogs. Maybe they can come do a sweep during school time. If they, some type of program like that, where, you team up with the district and you're able to bring the dogs in and help the district, help our officers when it comes to something like that.
No, absolutely. And one of the things that I envision is that I would get with Chief Tovar and get a list of every school that's in the district, and personally go out and visit, whether it's myself, my safe supervisors, the officers, come out and visit with school administrators and staff, and just doing a quick introduction. And then we can talk about, what opportunities do we have to enhance that relationship, whether it's training canine or coming by, or just even having officers just visit your campus, maybe reading to students. Again, it's about ensuring that the kids know, as well as your staff, that we're here to help. Law enforcement it's part of the equation towards enhancing safety. And we just want to make sure that they understand and know that we're on your side and we're here to help in any way possible.
And I think you hit the nail on the head, especially in the times that we're in now, right? Whether it comes to, I see our district police just as I see our SAPD. They put their life on the line for the safety of our children, and our staff. And in the times that we're in now, that's kind of lost, right? That respect and for authority. And so I'm glad that you said that, because I do think that we need to have more of that officer SAPD and our school district. The Chief Tovar does pretty good about interacting with our kids, right? The officers, but having SAPD do the same thing, I think that will also make the relationship stronger. So I'm glad that you said that. That was just a question I had on K9, so we can move along, because I know I held y'all up a bit. But I hope Chief Tovar can get something with that K9. I've been trying to get him to get a dog for a while now.
Yeah.
If anybody has any other questions, I'll be more than happy to take them now, or if you want to set up something more one-on-one with myself and Chief Tovar at a later date and maybe answer some concerns that you have specific to your campus, or maybe even something district-wide, by all means, I'll make myself available along with my staff.
Yeah. Typically, we outsource that currently, but I know that the resource is there in the event that we do have a crisis and emergency. The response will be there from your department. Also, just to share with the board and the committee, we have been in the past gone to South Patrol roll call and shared information about our school buildings and stuff with them. So we even go out and interact with them at South Patrol as well. And then also we got a software that I've been telling you about, Navigate Prepare 360, which will be probably forwarded to the Fusion Center, but it would be available also to South Patrol to know it has that software has capability has the layout of our campuses. So that's very crucial for the officers, SAPD officers, to also have access. But also, like he said, more important, them stopping by periodically and just saying hi with his officers on South Patrol. They're more than welcome to to do that and learn the layout of the campuses. And it's just it's limited. There's unlimited what we can do. It's just that we're going to continue to move forward, and I'm happy, like I said, that Captain Zuniga is on South Patrol at this time. But again, thanks, appreciate it, and I'm sure we can coordinate and get together in the near future, another meeting, and move forward. But thank you, Captain Zuniga, for your time, and I appreciate it. And so we can move on to the next agenda item. We can move on. Anybody? We're going to move on to the next agenda item. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it for your time. The next one is from San Antonio Fire Department, Office of Emergency Management, Ashley Carter. I spoke to her on the phone, and she was going to share with us as far as the San Antonio Fire Department and the San Antonio Office of Emergency Management, how they would be able to assist in the event that we did have a crisis. I have visited the Office of Emergency Management. If anybody, I've been on a tour over there. It's an amazing operation. Another source in a crisis, whether it's bad weather or a crisis of an active shooter, that's a central command post that vital information is acquired and utilized at a crisis point. So with that being said, I would like to turn it over to Ms. Carter at this time, just to give us a brief couple of comments regarding her portion of this presentation.
Thank you, Chief Tovar, and thank you so much for having me come out and talk today. It's great to be able to get back into doing some more public outreach, and community sessions again. COVID really kind of threw that for a loop, so this is great to be able to be involved again. And I just wanted to kind of echo what Captain Zuniga said. Like, this is a group and a team effort. We address all of these problems and issues together. So we have, for my office, starting at the most broadest, we have something called the IMSIS monthly meetings, which is where we get together everyone from local, regional, state, federal, as well as nonprofit, city departments, private entities such as businesses, community centers, so leaders in each of those organizations, and we get together and plan every month. We talk about what's going on, we talk about how we can help each other, and we let that essentially have kind of a trickle down effect. So if we're all on the same page, we can then trickle down and help each other. And so that's what we do on a monthly basis. And then in relation to, especially for schools with active threat recovery, we have since 2018 been developing a recovery guide, which is applicable to any jurisdiction, any agency. It's meant to be it can be applied anywhere and retooled for what your organization needs. And we had this with schools, large gatherings such as football games, graduations, those kind of things in mind. And we also practice that with a family assistance center and a family reunification center food skill exercises that we held in 2018 and then 2019. So with those, we had all of our relevant partners that would be there in the immediate aftermath of a active threat situation. So that's that kind of hour after, and then which is a family assistance center, and then a family reunification center would be that kind of 2 hours and then after, where we're getting people back together. We're getting people the resources that they may need and the kind of the recovery process of an active threat, after an active threat situation. So this has been pivotal in knowing what to do, especially after the wave of active threat situations and mass casualty situations that we had in Las Vegas, as well as several of the schools to Sandy Hook. And so we wanted to be at the forefront in this city to prepare our families, our community partners, everyone in the San Antonio area to be ready for situations such as this. And we also have a speaker series that's going to be starting up again in January. And it'll be three virtual 3-hour sessions that'll be going through relevant topics in security. So we're going to be doing soft targets, pods, and then we're going to be doing drones. And so these are for specifically for kind of like Chief Tovar or Captain Zuniga or any of your safe officers, or maybe even principals, to go and attend and learn from the foremost experts around the nation about what you can be doing and kind of what the topics are at hand. And previous topics that we had were family assistance center exercises, were active threat and other active threat topics. So that's going to be coming up, and that was it's a really great way to get in and get some great information to pass down to your district. And then we're working closely with Region 20 and trying to get kind of a comprehensive plan for all schools in our area, to not only have it so where we can give presentations like these to everybody at once, or have it where we can blanket it so that way we can, with as few staff as we have, try to reach as many people as possible. So we're really trying to work on innovative and unique ways to help address any needs that y'all have, and make sure that even if we don't have a lot of staff, it doesn't mean that we're not here to help you. We're always available. And if you ever need any more talks, if you need more specific talks tailored to your region, we're happy and willing to help. And I'll take any questions, or if I need any clarifications, or if there's something I can address better. Chief Tovar, I think you're muted.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that presentation. I know we're going to utilize you a lot, especially that, like I said, reunification, those kind of things, insight on that to help us facilitate that with our schools, our campuses, is really crucial. We just had one here where we ran a reunification with the situation with assisting with SAPD. And by doing so, you find the positive and the negative in doing those drills. And this was actually a real life one. So we've learned a lot from it, but we would love your expertise going forward as far as those in the near future. So I'm looking forward to cooperating with you in the future as well. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Of course.
We're going to go ahead and move on, and we got 2 more items, and we'll try to expedite that as quickly as possible. Next one is the school safety audit timeline, and that's by me. I got a little presentation here, PowerPoint, and this is very, as you know, moving forward to the next slide, Scott. As you can see, Texas Education Code 37.108, the committee, which is us, is going to be responsible to make recommendations regarding safety on campuses. And as you can see, that's a picture of South End High School, and then of course the layout of the campus. This campus is humongous compared to a lot of high schools in the area. It's more like a college campus. As you can see, it's spread out. Nowadays, a lot of campuses are just one big. The high school is probably one example. The new high school portion of it is an example of now how schools are being built all in one general area. But however, moving forward, this is the meat of the stuff that we're going to be doing in the next couple of months when we get back from the break. I wanted to share with the committee. If we can go to the next slide, that's just where it tells us that we have the authority to go ahead and do that process. And the purpose of this school safety audit, again, is these are the reasons why we're going to do it, is to improve academic achievement by providing a safe environment for learning. And that's very true. I mean, if we don't provide safety and a secure area, students would not learn or have the ability to learn. They need to have that sense of security when they're at a place of institution of learning. And so that's a key factor. It's proven, it's studies out there that show that, safety is paramount in the learning systems. To protect students and staff from, accidental or intentional injuries, and to gather data from the school's campus plan, emergency operations plan. That's what we look at school safety to fulfill the purpose of the school safety audit. Moving forward to the next slide. The purpose of our committee going forward here in the future and getting your thoughts is to identify safety security practices. We're going to look at the policies, what we have in place as a district, and what safety needs we can address it per campus. So each campus will be totally different needs, and so they all have a different layout or whatever it is, but we're going to look at each campus, and we're going to go ahead and make recommendations to create a safe environment for all students. So that's the purpose of us, the committee, moving forward. As we can go ahead and go to the next slide. Just to give you a brief insight, the safety audits this year, past 3 years was done by all campus security, which was outsourced by the district. Those reports will be available when we meet again. I'll share with you the process of moving forward. But however, they went ahead and did a report on every campuses, and they gave recommendations as far as what they thought needed to improve safety on campuses. However, we're going to utilize that, and we're also going to come up with our own to make recommendations. Going to the next slide, Scott, let me see if it's there. That's their recommendations. As you can see, examples. They have a lot of specific areas on the campus that they wanted to address at the high school regarding their findings and what we can do to increase or enhance our safety at the high school. Moving forward to the next slide. Here's the timeline that we're looking at. I wanted everybody to have a sense of, so we can have a goal to finish and complete this. We're looking at February to get together to review all the campus security audits. Basically, we're going to look at all the campus security audits, and hopefully we can meet at a location to be determined, a large area where I know with COVID and stuff, but we can do some teams together that can review some of these reports. These reports are sensitive. It's not something that I could just disseminate to y'all, and then someone would have access out there or potential to have access to those reports. So what we want to do is create safety for the kids at all times. So it's crucial that we review these reports, and then we can make recommendations by looking at this, start taking notes, and by March 25th, we can look at identifying these concerns of campuses as teams And the teams will also recommend and identify safety recommendations for start making recommendations for this recommendation plan. And then on the 22nd, we should try to finalize everything and have it approved so we can forward this information to each campus that we make recommendations to, and to report to the board also, so they're informed of what type of activities this committee has moved forward to ensure the safety proposals to the campuses, so they can fulfill those campus improvement plans to improve safety on their campuses. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you regarding this. I have a plan in place as far as moving forward on this timeline. We just got to be flexible as well. With being with COVID and stuff, it may impact the timeline. We just need to be flexible. At least we have a target and a goal to reach. Going to the next slide. Some of the things that the teams will do will be split up, where teams will be responsible for the interior safety of the campuses. And then we'll have a team that's responsible for the exterior recommendations. And then we'll also have a team to assess the climate and culture of that campus and make recommendations about that and how we can improve that as well. And then any data that's available that we can notate, a team can put it down and see where we can address some issues with data, whether it's drugs or maybe even mechanical data, documents that need to be in place as far as forms or anything that has to do with safety that may increase the safety on that campus. And then also to assess the intruder assessment, because each campus had an intruder assessment done, and how do we limit those entry points to those campuses and make it safer. And so we can have those conversations on that team to make recommendations to improve. So that's what I'm looking for as far as the teams getting together, dividing it up, splitting the workload, and try to expedite results quickly as possible by doing so. And so, like I said, this committee is going to be proactive and being available to provide safety recommendations to this district. And so I'm happy to move forward on this issue. Next slide, please. Again, I already explained that. I talked about once we make our recommendations, who is it going to go to and share that information with. And so I'm happy to let you know why what we're doing and making sure that these safety concerns are addressed on our district. Moving forward, anybody have questions regarding this audit timeline regarding moving forward? Any questions or anything I could possibly answer for you?
Chief, good afternoon. This is Mrs. Sendejo. I wanted to share with our committee that most recently our Texas Association School Boards, TASB facility consultant team provided a condition assessment as well, and we can definitely benefit from the information. There was a component particularly that focused on safety, and we do have that identified for every building within our district, along with a holistic assessment for the campus in that safety component that may benefit these next few months when we come together.
That would be great. Any data that any other department has would be beneficial for the review. The more information we have, the more we can work at as far as safety measures and mechanisms, process and procedures that we can change and correct. And by doing so, our work that would prelude to what my next, going to the next agenda item is about changing the climate of this district. I think that's important and crucial that we must have a foundation, because that needs to be a start. Scott, if you could move into that next, I'd like to show you a video which will describe 3 steps of creating a safe school environment.
The Texas School Safety Center wants to help you build a positive school climate and culture. We are by your side and want to support you throughout the year as you keep your schools and students safe, while creating a learning environment that fosters student achievement. You, as an educator, are directly responsible for shaping the culture and climate of your school. Research shows that school safety positively impacts academic success. So we have 3 simple steps that can help you create a safe, secure, and high-achieving learning environment at your school. Step 1, school safety has to be a priority. It has to be part of your awareness and something that you are being proactive about. So what does that look like? How you interact with others affects the climate of your school. So walk upright, head up, and acknowledge your students, your colleagues, and any parents you see with a hello, a nod, or just flash a big smile. Let them know they are in a safe and secure environment where kindness and connection is the norm. Creating a safe climate and positive culture will help improve student achievement and the overall vibe of your school. Step 2, building rapport is essential. Making a conscious effort to build positive and healthy relationships with each and every student, staff, and parent you meet. Everyone on your campus matters. You can greet, support, and get to know the students who walk your hallways. Be on the lookout for individuals who seem down, don't seem to have any friends, or having trouble fitting in. Your kindness could lift them up. So how do we build positive relationships? Audio, visual, and kinesthetic techniques are extremely helpful. Audio techniques like your voice, music, and what you say and how you say it can create instant connection with your students. We have to speak in a way they can relate to us. Saying hi and asking questions and really listening to them is the best way to start the process. Visually, we have to dress for success and be the model they want to look up to. Students should be able to see how you dress and present yourself, that you are a leader on your campus, someone of authority, and most importantly, that they can come to you if they need help or support. High fives, fist bumps, handshakes are all signs of respect, care, and connection. Students know you care when you reach out and celebrate their mere presence, as well as performance and achievement. Finally, step 3, you must be willing to take action. We all have a role to play in creating a safe and secure school. Make sure to report any safety issues that may arise. Speak up and don't be a bystander. When you see something that is not quite right, question it and be ready to take immediate action. Be proactive and be prepared to respond. We have to be the heroes on duty on our campuses who do something about the things we see. If not you, then who? And if not now, then when? Every day is a day you can make a difference and could even save a life. So to sum it up, 1, school safety must be a priority. 2, build rapport and connect with your students. And 3, take action and do your part. Your school safety depends on you. On behalf of the Texas School Safety Center, thank you for all that you do to make our schools safe.
Thank you, Scott. That video is very powerful and it's straight and quick to explain how we're going to change culture here at South San ISD. And I'm looking forward to making sure that these steps are going to be followed through the top to the bottom up, and everybody's responsible for school safety, like he says, priority, even with outside partners like with SAPD. All of us working together, from custodial staff to students to parents, all of us are responsible for climate safety of the climate and culture change. Why I say it's important, because we got to believe that culture has to change here at South San ISD regarding safety. And so I'll give you an example. I'm going to turn it over to Principal De La Pena. He wanted to share something regarding, it's not even a crisis or an event that warranted, but however, little things like this, if we had a culture in place, this possibly would not have happened today. So he wanted to share a little bit about what happened on his campus and how the importance of culture moving forward, that we're going to come up with a plan to make sure that all stakeholders are going to change the culture at South San ISD.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you, everybody. You know, when I was on the phone today with Chief, one thing that I brought up was kind of taking a more holistic look at how we define safety and the types of things that we look out for regarding staff and student safety on our campuses. We highlight a lot, understandably, on our fire drill procedures, our lockdown procedures, lockout procedures. But I was reminded today, we did have an incident today regarding a staff member who was injured due to standing on what amounted to a manhole cover that basically just gave way. And that was, and the staff member was injured, but she's okay. But she was still injured. But it was a reminder to me that a lot of the safety procedures that we have on campus also come down to us examining, holistically looking at our facilities and identifying what were potential safety risks, and working to correct those and have those fixed as soon as possible, and being extremely proactive in those areas. So I look forward to working with Chief to kind of take that approach, and hopefully creating a better and safer environment for all students and staff in our district.
Thank you, Mr. De La Pena. Is there anybody have any questions regarding this topic here from the committee members? Okay, I want to reemphasize with y'all that, again, school safety is priority. Build rapport with your students and take time for take action when you see something that is out there. With that being said, that concludes our meeting for today. I appreciate your time. I'll be contacting you here in the near future, all stakeholders out there. But before we go, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, anything out there to do the holiday season. Even with COVID, they're finding a bright light somewhere to make that 2 weeks restful for y'all guys out there. And for SAPD, I just pray for you daily, guys out there, out in the field. Stay safe, and we got you back over here at South End. So thank you for your help and contributions. Everybody, have a great holiday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, everyone. Have a happy holidays.
Thank you, Captain Zuniga.